1.
Two young girls injured in a Savannah house fire have died. Good evening, I'm Lindsay Hausman. Savannah fire officials say the girls, ages 6 and 13, died today at Memorial. They had been in critical condition in the pediatric intensive care unit since Sunday. Firefighters pulled the girls from a smoke-filled bedroom Sunday afternoon after their home on East Durand Drive caught fire. Investigators say the fire started in the clothes dryer. Now, 3 children were inside the house when that fire broke out. Only one of the little girls was able to get out in time. Well, some residents in Chatham County are dealing with a huge problem: flooding. One neighborhood is under 4 feet of water. Our Nick Notario spoke with some folks today on Middle Landing Road.
Drive along this Chatham County road and the dirt ground quickly becomes covered with water. For days, people who live on Middle Landing Road say it's looked like this.
We started really getting flooded when that dam busted.
William Carter has lived here for 16 years. Despite the feet of water, Carter walks up and down the street to see if it's safe to drive a car.
You can't do anything about Mother Nature.
I'm standing in about a foot of water, and Carter says there are some spots that are 4 feet deep. And he says this isn't the first time the neighborhood has found itself underwater.
It's not like this every year. I think every 6 years, we really get a good flood.
Carter says earlier this week, Chatham County Emergency Agency workers warned him about flooding, but because Carter's home is raised, he decided not to leave. Instead, Carter makes the best of it, including watching his grandchildren swim in the front yard. Water that makes his property look like the Ogeechee River.
Is there any fear, though, of like alligators or any other?
No.
Have you ever encountered one walking through when it gets flooded?
No. The only thing I have saw was a beaver.
Even though Carter says this isn't too unusual, there's no plans to leave.
Why are you still here?
This is our home. This is our life, you know. Living out here is our life.
Reporting in Savannah, Nick Notario, WTGS News.
Well, good news for residents. The water has started to recede some. Many say it's the price you pay for living near waterways. Now, Chatham County Emergency Management says it is aware of Middle Landing Road in that neighborhood. It also says as of now, it's safe for folks to be there and also safe to swim in the water. SEMA says it will continue to monitor the neighborhood and others throughout the weekends. Meantime, heavy rains causing huge problems across the state. Officials in Augusta opened up a dam in their area, releasing almost 10 feet of water into the Savannah River. Now, SEMA is preparing for possible flooding on Tybee Island and then parts of River Street.
We are anticipating that there will be an impact on River Street as well as possibly Highway 80 going out toward Tybee. We have preparations in place to close the road, notify motorists. Parking Services is going to close some of the parking lots down along River Street.
It's not expecting businesses on River Street to be affected, but they are watching the area very closely. Jeff, I will say, for a July day, being midsummer, it was quite gorgeous out there.
It was, you know, and it was one of the hotter days we've experienced so far, which is surprising, and we're already in the middle of the summer months, but it's nice, too, because we had a dry day, so a chance to evaporate some moisture and help all the rivers out to continue to start to fall a little bit. We take a look at our radar right now, and everything is quiet across the area. We only had a couple little tiny showers in a couple locations. Otherwise, nothing happening out there. It's a warm night. We take a look at our current temperatures, and we are in the upper 70s to around 80 across basically the entire area, and we will creep down to the low 70s as we head through the rest of the night under fair conditions. Now let's take a look at tomorrow, what we can expect. A little bit of a change coming up in that tomorrow looks like we're going to have some moisture coming in from the southeast, mainly during the afternoon. We will see a chance returning for some scattered showers and storms. I'll let you know if that chance will continue on the weekend coming up a bit later.
A Guyton man is in jail tonight after child pornography is found at his home. Effingham County deputies arrested 50-year-old Ronald Mullins. Now, deputies say he had more than 100 images and videos of child pornography. The ages of some of those children between 4 and 12. Deputies seized computers and other electronic equipment. Mullins is charged with sexual exploitation of children and possession of child pornography. A Savannah teen is shot and killed in downtown Savannah. Metro police say 19-year-old Arderin Jefferson died at the hospital last night. He was gunned down in Yamacraw Village Wednesday night around 11:30. Residents in the area did report hearing multiple gunshots. Police are still looking for the shooter. Of course, they are asking for your help.
At this point, we're still looking for help. There are a lot of people who live around here, a lot of people who may have seen something, and we need some help in sorting out exactly what happened and who might have done this.
Now, if you have any information, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 912-234-2020. Suspects on the run for murder are caught in the Coastal Empire. Port Wentworth police, along with the Georgia State Patrol, arrested 22-year-old Darren Wallace and 23-year-old Michael Pindling. Both are wanted in connection to a murder in Valdosta. Police say they were stopped on I-95 near the Welcome Center. Charges have not yet been released. And Glenn County Police need your help finding a missing woman. Take a look. This is 22-year-old Amber Whitted. Now, she was last seen leaving work Tuesday morning around 11 a.m., and that was to go to lunch. Her white Honda Accord was then found yesterday afternoon, and a white male with dark hair wearing a white T-shirt was seen leaving her car before it was discovered. Of course, if you have any information as to her whereabouts, you are asked to call the Glenn County Police. A violent dog attack in Rincon Wednesday leaves a community in shock. Deputies say a bulldog attacked a 9-year-old boy. Ashley Lincoln has more tonight from the woman that fought the dog off, that young boy.
This dog looks calm now.
It was an aggressive animal.
But Amanda Burke has another impression.
A big white dog had a grip on the boy and he was tugging him.
Amanda Burke tells me she was inside her home when she suddenly heard screaming coming from her backyard.
The boy was screaming, "Help me, please, help me, please."
She looked out her window and saw a young child being attacked by an English bulldog.
As I'm trying to fight the dog and hit him with what I had on hand, he was just continually pulling the young man towards the field.
The neighbor tells me that the dog came from out of the woods right here behind me. It was then the dog attacked the boy from the back, and that's when she heard the loud screams.
From the corner of our property all the way over to this point, which is where the young man was able to tell me he had a pocket knife. I tried stabbing the dog, and he still would not release the child.
She tells me that's when she started screaming for help.
Within a minute, a neighbor that lives on the property directly behind ours pulled up a young lady on a four-wheeler.
Her neighbor tells me that she's extra precautious now with her children and pets when going outside.
It just makes me worry about going outside, letting the kids go outside and play. You know, they want to be able to have free reign of their own yard, and it's kind of hard to do that when you have attacks like that happen in your own neighborhood.
Both the dog and the dog owner were taken into custody. Judy Stanley faces charges of obstruction, dog at large, and expired rabies tag.
The dog has not been very well taken care of. You can even look at him and tell that. So, you know, right now I think the focus is going to be on the safety of the child, make sure the child's going to recover, and, you know, they'll determine what's going to happen to this dog within the next 10 days or so.
Amanda Burke is just happy that she was able to help save that child's life.
I would hope that any other decent person would help if my child was in danger like this, but if nobody was here, the child wouldn't be here.
Reporting in Rincon, Ashley Lincoln, WTGS Fox News at 10.
The owner of the dog was released on bond. Both the Rincon Police Department and the Effingham County Sheriff's Office Humane Enforcement Division, they will be conducting a dual investigation into the matter. They are hoping that this investigation will shed some light into the dog's past. Well, advancing education was the topic of discussion today in Chatham County. Right now, education in Chatham County, well, it's getting some much-needed upgrades. For example, the new Beach High School and a new academy dedicated especially for science and technology. East Blast is the primary revenue source for these upgrades.
Open meetings and an opportunity to talk about the programs that are going on, how they're on schedule, and what they're going to do as far as the construction goes, and how it impacts our local schools, how it impacts our communities, and how people can get involved and understand how their taxpayer dollars are being utilized under the best stewardship.
Now, the ribbon cutting ceremony for Beach High will take place on the first day of school. And Frank, it's hard to think that school is almost around the corner, which means Friday night football is almost around the corner for you and all that craziness.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, it also means Saturday college football. And of course,
yes,
we are in the South where football is a religion. We'll head over to Hoover, Alabama for SEC Media Days. Georgia in front of the media firing squad on Thursday. And speaking of the Bulldogs, Georgia picked to win the East. I'll fill you in on that. Several professional golfers from right here in the Coastal Empire with strong starts out in Mississippi. Our good pal Nate the Nat, well, he needs a little help being crowned the best mascot in the minors. And I'll introduce you to a young CrossFit athlete getting set to travel to a prestigious competition. All this and much more coming up a little later in sports.
Sounds like you had a busy day today,
Just
sir.
another day in paradise.
All right, we'll see you back here in a few minutes.
All right.
Well, coming up on WTGS Fox News at 10, a new festival experience designed to attract a different kind of visitor to Savannah. That is straight ahead. And get ready for lots of fun in the Low Country. We're heading to Beaufort for a water festival. But first, shoppers will spend nearly 8% less this year on their back-to-school needs. That's according to the National Retail Federation. Parents will save by shopping earlier on sales, shopping online, and having their kids reuse items purchased last year. The NRF estimates the total spending in the U.S. will be $26.7 billion.